Cooper Harris was just over a year old when he was admitted to the hospital. After a series of tests were performed, it was determined that Cooper suffered from an enlarged heart and would need a heart transplant. Because of Cooper's age and the severity of the situation, Cooper's name went on top of the National Organ Transplant waiting list. On February 28, 2008, Cooper received the heart that he had been waiting for from a young boy that was killed in a fire. The selfless act of the grieving parents provided Cooper with a new chance at life. Unfortunately, not all situations end like Cooper's though. Each day, 22 people die waiting for an organ transplant. Chances are you or someone you know has been affected by this. Today I will be discussing 3 different reasons why you should consider registering as an organ donor. The first is that organ donation saves lives. The second is that most major religions in the United States support organ donation. And the third is that registering as an organ donor is a simple and easy process. So let's begin by looking at the first reason to register as an organ donor, and that is organ donation saves lives. The United Network for Organ Sharing states that one donor can save up to 8 lives. The organs that can be donated are 1 heart, 2 lungs, 2 kidneys, the intestines, the pancreas, and the liver, as well as they can enrich the lives of over 100 people by donating tissues and the eyes. Despite advances in medicine and technology, there is a high demand for organ donors and a low supply. Unfortunately, only 3 out of 1,000 people die in a way that make organ donation possible. Currently, there are over 120,000 people on the waiting list to receive an organ, and every 10 minutes that goes by, 1 more person is added to that list. Now let's look at the second reason to register as an organ donor. That is, most major religions in the United States support organ donations. Most religions see organ donation as a charitable act of love for one another. Ultimately, though, the decision is left up to the individual and the family. In 2014, the head of the Roman Catholic Church, Pope Francis, described organ donation as a testimony of love for our neighbor. Islamic scholars quote a verse in the Quran to justify organ donation. The verse in the Quran states, "Whoever saves the life of one person saves the life of all of mankind." Scholars interpret this text as an expression of Islamic beliefs and the righteous qualities that these believers uphold. In the Jewish faith, organ donation is seen as a commanded obligation to save the life of another. Organ donation is seen as an act of kindness, and it honors both the living and the deceased. The third and final reason that I will discuss today to register for organ donation is that registering to be an organ donor is a simple and easy process. The Department of Motor Vehicle website states 3 possible ways to register as an organ donor in the state of Texas. The first is to go online. Go to Donate Live Texas and register to be an organ donor. The second is to visit your local Texas Department of Public Safety office. There you can mark the box that allows you to register as an organ donor when you are initially applying for your driver's license or you're renewing it. The third is that you can fax or mail in your donor registration form. All people should consider registering as an organ donor despite your medical history or your age. There are only a few medical conditions that prohibit a person from being an organ donor. These conditions include an active cancer, HIV, and certain infections. The transplant team makes the final decision though. They decide whether a person's organs are able to be used for donation or not. In conclusion, organ donations can provide the gift of life to many people. Organ donation is supported by almost all major religions in the United States, and to register as an organ donor is a very simple process. In summary, I urge you to think about this. What if it was you? What if it was you or your family member that needed an organ? Wouldn't you hope and pray that they got the organ that they needed? Thank you.